Greetings, everyone. We are discussing part 2 of the ZEP general questions. For the avoidance of doubt, these questions are now circulating in our social media platforms. As we said in the last video, that we do write the question and provide the answer in writing and circulate in our social media platforms. These are the questions that we gather from people. It's important, as we keep on saying, that you need to be in our social media platforms. If you try to inbox us, while we might want to help, but it takes time for us to respond to your individual WhatsApp message. But if you are in the chat group, already the question that you are trying to ask us in our private inbox, it's already answered in our social media platform. We know, of course, that people get to discuss lots of things, but we are trying our level best to control our social media platform so that we only discuss the purpose of the group. So the first question, as part 2 of the general questions, says, I applied for a general work visa in 2022. It is not yet out. Should I submit another application? The answer, no. The Minister of Home Affairs had said that the Department of Home Affairs is attending to the visa backlog. He thinks that the backlog will be cleared by December 2024. You need to wait for your outcome. Question number 2, when is the application closing? Answer, the then Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, said that the application closes in December 2024. Unless the new minister makes an announcement, it means all applications should be in by 31st December 2024. Remember that those who are waiting for a waiver outcome or for any of the visas, they are free to remain in South Africa until the 29th of November 2025. So in other words, if you have a receipt for a waiver, which of course is no longer necessary, you have a grace period up to next year, November 29. But if you have not yet applied for anything, you need to ensure that by the end of the year, your application is in. Question number 3, I do not have a permit. I have a valid passport with days. Can I apply for my kids' study visa? Answer, you cannot apply for your kids' study visa if you do not have a permit. You need a permit as a parent before you can apply for your kids' study visa. Question number 4, I was not married when I was issued with a ZEP. Can I now include my partner? Answer, remember the proposal to delink marriage from documentation. We will check if this is now operational. If it is not, you can include your partner once you have moved to another visa. But if it is operational, it means you will not be able to include your partner. Remember that the suggestion which came from the ANC policy conference was that if you are married to a South African, you do not have to apply for a spouse visa or partner's visa if you are in a relationship with a South African. The proposal is to delink this from documentation, that marriage is a separate thing from documentation. So at this stage, we are not 100% sure if that is operational. But as we are saying here, that if it is now operational, it is going to be difficult for you to apply for a spouse visa. But if it is not operational, once you have moved to the mainstream visa, be it a general work visa or another mainstream visa, you can then include your partner. Question 5, I have a ZEP business visa. I run a small business. What can I do to qualify for a business visa? Answer, you need to apply for a waiver for the Minister of Home Affairs to waiver the requirements. Remember, you are supposed to apply to the Department of Trade and Industry and inform them on how your company will or contributes to the South African economy. This means that you must have a minimum of 5 million rands to invest in South Africa. But since you're already running a company in South Africa, you have to show proof that your company's market value is 5 million rands plus. So this is what is needed from the Department of Trade and Industry. But you can then apply for a waiver and ask the minister to waiver these requirements so that you can be granted a business visa. Question number 6. I'm a holder of a ZEP. My wife does not have a permit. Can I apply for my child's visa? Answer: submit the study visa application if your child is born in South Africa. It's important if your child is born in South Africa. But if your child is born in Zimbabwe, you cannot. You need to apply from Zim. Once you have moved to your mainstream visa, your wife should apply under you if the conditions have not changed as discussed in question number 4. Question number 7. I applied for an exemption. Can I apply for a general work visa? An exemption was introduced to cater for those who did not want to continue staying in South Africa beyond 2025. Remember that some ZEP holders will reach the retirement age, that is 65, next year. Hence, they took advantage of the exemption as they will be returning back home at the end of 2025. This is why the exemption expires in end of 2025. But if you want to continue staying in South Africa, you need to notify VFS and submit your application for a general work visa or any of the mainstream visas. At this stage, we are not sure if they will ask you to withdraw your exemption application. So we hope that VFS officials will be able to assist you. Question number 8. My employer is refusing to write me a confirmation letter. Can you assist? Answer: unfortunately, we do not offer such services of writing letters to anyone. The only way we can assist is to talk to an employer and explain why it is important for him or her to confirm in writing that you work for them. Remember, it is important for every worker to join a trade union. If you are a member of a trade union, your employer will not have problems in writing you a letter. Question number 9. I'm a ZEP holder. I'm having problems in renewing my driver's license and my car disc at the traffic department. What can I do? Answer: we are still struggling to get the Department of Transport to assist the ZEP holders. Last time they said to us that they cannot renew a license for less than a year. Remember, the initial grace period was for 12 months. So they said they cannot renew a license, say, for 9 months, as an example. But some in our social media chat groups have managed to renew. We hope they will give you advice. The last question, which is question 10. I'm a ZEP holder. I lost my job. How do I apply for a mainstream visa? Answer: unfortunately, a general work visa is only issued to a person who is working. You can try other mainstream visas like spouse visa as explained in question 4, that is if the conditions have not changed, or any visa that does not need you to prove that you are working. Kindly visit the VFS website and check the requirements of other mainstream visas and see if you can apply. Like we said, these questions have already they are already circulating in our social media platform in written form. So if you are in our social media platform, I'm sure you are reading them. But if you are not, this video is meant for you. Please like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you are on TikTok, please do follow us. Otherwise, have a great day. Goodbye.